This podcast is brought to you by Body Armor. DrinkBodyArmor.com. Only you can be better.
Calling it a day, Carrie?
Oh no, there's more.
Like what?
More reps, more steps. More this, more that. More time to breathe. More hustle, more grind.
There's more to Carrie Underwood.
And I should wrap by midnight.
Impressive.
And there's more to Body Armor Light with natural sweeteners, no sugar added, and only 20 calories.
You're listening to EPPN's Today with DW.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Wednesday night edition of Today with DW. It's Happy Hump Day. What is going on? I know I started about 20 minutes earlier than usual. I was just excited about today. Got a jam-packed episode. Lots going on. Hollywood happenings. It's going to be fun for some of you. Oh, boy. Almost broke the internet yesterday with the news that we saw on social media through Facebook. Something about being, we'll tell you more when we get into the Hollywood happenings. How are you doing on this wonderful Wednesday? What are you guys doing for the weekend? I always ask you guys. Like to know, what are you guys doing planning for the weekend? The Super Bowl's over. I'm sure a lot of you don't really care about the Super Bowl. I mean, well, I don't know. How many people didn't really care about the Super Bowl? I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that. Do you not watch NFL or any sports this season, but do you watch the big games? Like, do you watch the World Series? Do you watch the Stanley Cup? Do you watch the Super Bowl? I mean, it is an event more than just sports. It's definitely a get together with everybody, your friends and whatnot. But put it out in the comments below if you're listening to the audio version of this as well. Make your comments when we post this. And why are you just listening to the audio version? Why don't you come on over to the live version? Give me some love over on Today with DW Show podcast page. Give us a like. You'll get notifications there when I'm on. It's Tuesday through Friday, usually 6:30 to 7:30 / 8 o'clock, depending on what we got going on. But join in the live conversation. I love having everybody here interacting, because this is just as much my show as yours. And actually, it's your show just as much as mine. What's going on, Rob? Nice to see you, sir. I love the interactions and the people that have been here interacting, and they enjoy that as well. So definitely, you know what? And if you are watching, share it with your friends so they can join in on the live show. I'd love it. I would love to have that. That'd be great. I monitor my personal page when this show goes on. I do not monitor the Today with DW show page on Facebook or the YouTube page. So definitely when you come on, say hi, come on in and join the conversation. And if you have a topic, something that you see throughout the day, hit me up. If there's we have strange tales. If you find like a strange story that you think that would fit in strange tales, stupid criminals, whatever, throw it in there. Junk drawer, another thing. It could just be random stuff. One of Rob's favorites is a junk drawer. Or Food Town, our newest segment that seems to be getting like a ton of thumbs up. I'm glad that I finally got through with that. And again, thanks to Rob for helping with making the name for that segment. And we'll be doing some more intros with Dan Hurst, the official voice of Today with DW, if you heard the intro and if you hear strange tales as well. But yeah, if you have anything, please put it in there. And if it's something that we want to talk about, or something I want to talk about, or it's good and it makes the show, you'll get credit. We'll talk about it, interact. That's what the show is about. If I sound a little hyped up, I am today. I don't know why. It's not the usual hump day. I don't know. I mean, I've been up since 4 o'clock, got all my stuff done, put in a second workout. Usually I do one workout in the morning. I decided to do an afternoon workout. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why. Or is it just the Body Armor? Maybe it's the shameless plug from our sponsor, Body Armor. DrinkBodyArmor.com. Visit their website for a location near you. Check out all their great flavors. And they just introduced or put out Body Armor Edge, their new sports drink. Check it out, Body Armor Edge. We'll be doing a review in the studio. They're going to be sending us some, as they always keep our refrigerator stocked for all the podcasters that come in here. You got to stay hydrated when you're doing hours and hours of podcasting. So again, thank you so much for Body Armor being one of our amazing sponsors of Today with DW. I couldn't do it without them. And I can't do it without you guys, the listeners and the fans. Definitely cannot. Without you guys rooting me on and enjoying the shows daily since March 13th. It'll be almost an entire year in like a month or so, month and a half or so. I can't believe it. Doing daily podcasts. We may try to go Monday through Friday. It depends on what's going on. I do need one day to keep everything else under control and doing what I need to do. But yeah, so maybe we'll do Mondays. If you want Monday through Friday, let me know. I mean, put it in the comments. You guys decided that 6:30 was better than 7. You decided that 7 was better than 9, 10 o'clock in the morning when we originally started. So you guys control it. You guys tell me what to do, and I'll do it. I have no problem with that. But let me know in the comments, and obviously during the live show and also audio. I'm a little distracted at the moment, but there we go. Here we go. Everybody seems to know when my show comes on, but then they DM me. So guys, stop DMing me or PMing me while I'm on the show because my phone starts going off. Thank you for doing that. I'm glad you're interested, but it's kind of distracting. So why not? You know what? Screw it. Let's get right into today's show, shall we? Get you up to date on today's. I get you up to date on today's holidays, and the more you know. Yes, the streaker in the Super Bowl was definitely a Florida man. And have you ever tried to milk a spider? All that in strange more in strange tales, as well as Desperate Housewife tweets, "You can have my rib" to Army Hammer and gets flashback or gets wow. And now I'm tongue tied. Gets I want to say flashback. What I want to say strikes back. People strike back at her. Yes. And also podcasters set the social media on fire yesterday when they almost broke the internet with their news and Hollywood happenings. All that and more when we return.
Calling it a day, Carrie?
Oh no, there's more.
Like what?
More reps, more steps. More this, more that. More time to breathe. More hustle, more grind.
There's more to Carrie Underwood.
And I should wrap by midnight.
Impressive.
And there's more to Body Armor Light with natural sweeteners, no sugar added, and only 20 calories.
Welcome back to the Wednesday night, the hump day edition of Today with DW. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you guys are having a great halfway through the week, a happy hump day, I should say. I wonder how that originated. I'm going to have to figure out that. I've always wanted to know. Certain phrases and words, how do they originate? Like a bat out of hell, slower than molasses moving uphill. Maybe that'll be a new segment. Maybe we'll just that could be part of the junk drawer, or maybe we'll have another new segment. I don't know. We're just popping out new segments left and right on this show. But yeah, that I always wanted to know about some of those segments. What's going on, Mike, Rob, Amy? How are you? Thank you for joining us. As we always do in the beginning of every show, we start out with the more you know to make you guys a little bit smarter, hopefully. Today's The More You Know is brought to you by the Shirt Factory up here in Glens Falls, New York, upstate New York and Glens Falls. Shirtfactorygf.com. Visit their website. Amazing shops. There's something for everybody there. You know, Christmas is over, but that doesn't mean buy something for yourself. And they also have some great events, year-round events. Inside and outdoors. If you were familiar with the show, every Thursday through starting in May again, they have the largest food truck corral in upstate New York. Amazing food vendors, just amazing food from all over the world. Pretty much. I mean, seriously, there's something for everybody. There's tacos, there's mac and cheese, there's Italian, there's French. No kidding. I mean, I forgot the name of the food truck, but I forgot the vendor's name, and I'll have to ask Snacks. Some of the best poutine I've had coming out of a food truck. I love poutine. Yeah, amazing stuff. But anyway, so they do have an event coming up in this winter. 2021 Winter Meltdown Spicy Food Day on March 20th, starting at 10 a.m. Now, the entry is free. Obviously, you're going to be paying for food like you would at the food truck corral. They're just moving everything inside. Now, they're meeting all the requirements of COVID. There's going to be dividers. Tables are going to be set up, spaced apart properly, and obviously you'll have to wear your mask if you're not eating. We'll give you more details of who's going to be there as far as the vendors and whatnot. I'm sure there's probably going to be some music, as there always is live music during the food truck crawls outside. Maybe some face painting like they do. We'll give you more information, but go over to shirtfactorygf.com for more information if you need more information and see all their other amazing stuff that they have going on there. So it's what do we got? We got 4 days until Valentine's Day. You guys ready? And I'm not talking to you girls. I'm talking about you guys. Did you get stuff? Are you going to wait to the last minute? Or am I the first time reminding you that it is only 4 days away? See, that's important to listen to this show, because I inform you of all these important things. 5 days until Signal Awareness Day. So for those Signal people that are having a problem on Sunday, Monday's your day. So raise your hands high. 6 days until Mardi Gras, 35 days until St. Patrick's Day, 38 days until spring. I can't wait. And 110 days until Memorial Day. National holidays today is National Umbrella Day. I always thought as a kid I'd never wanted an umbrella. It was just like too much of a pain in the ass. Now, I could use an umbrella like a cane. It's an accessory, like the penguin from Batman. But anyway, not only does the umbrella help keep us dry from the rain, but it also protects us from the heat or the sun. Umbrellas can also be used as a fashion accessory. Mary Poppins, hers flies. I wish I had a flying umbrella. I think the penguins in Batman had a flying umbrella too in the comics. I'm not sure. While the umbrella is primarily practical, they also decorate cocktails. That's right, the little fruity drinks. These brightly colored paper umbrellas make fun for party favors, especially when visiting sunny location. Some little interesting tidbits you want to know about. The word umbrella comes from the Latin word umbra, meaning shade or shallow. Browly is a slang word for umbrella, often used in Britain. A brolly. Okay. New Zealand, Australia, and South Africa. Bumbershoot is a fanciful Americanism of an umbrella from the late 19th century. The basic umbrella was invented over 4,000 years ago. There's evidence of umbrellas in the ancient art and artifacts of Egypt, Greece, and China. That's pretty cool. We can credit the Chinese for being the first to protect us from the rain. Their paper parasols received a layer of wax followed by a lacquer that made the umbrella withstand the elements. One of the first umbrella shops is in existence, opened in 1830 at 53 New Oxford Street in London, England. The shop, operated by James Smith and Sons, still operates regular hours at the same location today. How can they got to be selling more than just umbrellas? They have to be. Wow. In 1928, hand-hopped pocket umbrellas appeared. In 1969, Bradford E. Phillips, the owner of Totes Incorporated of Loveland, Ohio, obtained the patent for the first working folding umbrella. Umbrellas have also been fashioned into hats as early as 1800 and as recently as 1987. Now, I couldn't find any pictures of umbrella hats, but I've seen the little ones like the spinner tops that are really small. You see them at sporting events. It's kind of like just an umbrella for your head. Is that like a Jimmy hat? Is that a condom for your head? It protects your. Anyway, we'll keep going. All right. Which head? Hey, we're not going down that road. All right. National Cream Cheese Brownie Day. Now, I've never had a cream cheese brownie. Not that I'm opposed to trying it, but I've never had one. The brownie has been around since the 1800s, but was first documented in 1906 in the Boston Cooking School cookbook. There are hundreds of cream cheese brownie recipes. However, we also enjoyed them cut up into parfaits or mixed into ice cream. Add a dollop of whipped cream, berries, or a sprinkle of nuts and fruit, and they become a decadent dessert in their own right. Now, I'm not a nuts guy. Keep your comments to yourself now. This is a family show. I like my brownies without nuts. Let's put it that way. But I've never tried this, so I might have to do this. In a very short, non-existent day, really, today in history, I did a lot of research, and today I found was in 1920, baseball outlaws all pitches involving tampering with a ball. Why I brought that up is because we talked last night in the sports edition about, again, Deflategate and tampering with footballs and tampering with baseballs. So in 1920, there you go. So no pine pitch or tar can be used. And that is today's The More You Know. Yes, it was short, quick, and fast. That's just it. We just get you the information in and out. It was a quiet day in history, especially with national holidays. If you're just joining us, it is the Wednesday edition of Today with DW. Happy Hump Day. Let me know what you guys are doing for the weekend. I always like to know what you guys are doing, especially with COVID, where you guys, venturing out a little bit more. I know some of you that listen live in the city, so obviously that's been a hot spot for a long time. And let me know how the conditions are down there. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing for the weekend and if you're staying out of trouble. And thanks for joining us, Michael. Hopefully you're doing well. I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope everything's going well. Are we going to see your podcast come back? We should talk. Let me know. DM me after the show or whatnot. Let's get right to it. I'm really flying through the show. I'm just excited. So let's get right into our brand new segment.
Now, EPPN presents Today with DW's Strange Tales.
I'm sure you've heard already. It's been going viral pretty much most of the day, going into late last night. The streaker from the Super Bowl is obviously a Florida man. How else would you expect anything less? Yuri Andrade, the Florida man who ran onto the field during 2021 Super Bowl, has claimed he has won $375,000 after betting on himself. This is a no-brainer. Now, we're not 100% true. We're trying to find the sources here. I'm not sure if this is 100% factual, but a lot of people are reporting on this, and he did talk on a morning radio show and said that it was true. 31-year-old interrupted the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 55 betting between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Kansas City Chiefs after sprinting onto the field wearing shorts and a pink swimsuit. His run was quickly ended by security officers who escorted the troublemaker off the pitch. Now, I don't know if it was too quick. He dodged those guys pretty good, I thought. I mean, get in and get out. Police charged Andrade with trespassing. He said it cost him $1,000 to get out of jail and claimed that he cleared $374,000 on the bet. He spent $50,000 on this bet. It was a $100 bet. If you bet $100, you got $750. We're not sure what he does. He says he's an entrepreneur. He's got thousands and thousands of followers when I looked up on his Instagram. But again, it's not really sure what he does. He said the idea of the stunt emerged after he saw that the gambling website offered, again, 750 odds if someone ran onto the field during the Super Bowl. He says Angre got tickets for the game and recruited a friend to serve as a decoy who distracted security guards, allowing him to sneak onto the field. I read Angre rolled. So obviously you saw this. It's viral. Even if you didn't see the game, I'm calling him the real MVP of the Super Bowl right now because that's pretty funny. He was advertising a not so suitable for women website, Russian website that was on his pink thong, bikini, whatever you want to call it. That was part of the stunt. I did not research the site. But later that evening, where do you go when you win the Super Bowl? It's not Disney World. Yuri Arad rolled into the Penthouse Club in Tampa, where he was cheered on by patrons, including Tampa Bay Bucs superstar wide receiver Mike Evans. So obviously he wasn't going to Disneyland. He'd rather play on a pole. But the craziest moment came when he broke away from security, rushed on the main stage where he grabbed a pile of money and made it rain before jumping on the pole and trying a few moves. Even the stripper that was there, she was cheering him on. So it was kind of funny. That is also viral as well. Here we go. Drunken cop crashes into home at 70 miles an hour, killing dog and leaving woman with broken legs. DWI is not a good thing. This is a message, drinking and driving is bad. This is a message no driver should need to be told. Doubly so if you're a police officer. Yet it sounds like one Philadelphia officer didn't get that memo and crashed his car into a house at high speed. The crash severely injured a woman and sadly killed her dog. In a report from the Philadelphia Inquirer, court documents show that on Saturday night, Officer Gregory Campbell was allegedly drunk when he blew a stop sign, launched his Dodge Dart. Yeah, there's a pause there because he's driving a Dart. Into a house at 70 miles an hour. The crash caused a 53-year-old woman to be dragged and pinned under Campbell's Dart, reports CBS Philly. She was hospitalized in critical condition with a collapsed lung and broken legs. The woman was on the couch with her husband, who required treatment for less severe injuries. One of the couple's two dogs was also killed. Now, did the husband throw the wife in the way of the car? How did he not get hit? As for why the officer was apparently drunk, he's believed to have attended a fundraiser involving beer. Really? Well, he's drunk. Obviously, it was involving beer or liquor. Multiple law enforcement sources say Campbell is believed to have attended a beef and beer fundraiser that was held from 2 to 6 p.m. But they don't know he was a police corporal who was fatally shot while serving an arrest warrant in Frankfurt last year. So this is what the benefit was for that officer, or for the family. At some point, Campbell, who was off duty, ended up at the 7C Lounge, a bar and restaurant inside the FOP sprawling headquarters on Caroline Road. Officers crashed into the house at 8:20, going more than twice the posted 30-mile speed limit. His police chief says, "I don't know where he was prior to the accident. We're not sure exactly where he was." I think there's still some confusion. I've not spoken to the guy. I'm talking to my folks here, and they're still not sure whether Campbell was here or not. Campbell was charged with driving under the influence, aggravated assault, criminal mischief. And criminal mischief. He was released on the condition that he doesn't drink or drive. Really? He was released? Now, you know darn well that any of us would be getting a ticket. There's no way that we would be released just you don't drink and drive. This doesn't seem to be the first time everything's going on in this department. The Philadelphia Inquirer reports that Campbell is only the latest officer in the department to face criminal charges. The department was arrested. The department has arrested at least a half a dozen current and former officers for horrible crimes such as murder, sexual assault, robbery, terrorist threats, and more. Oh boy. So in the beginning of the show, I'm mentioning, have you ever tried to milk a spider? No, that's a serious question. There's no pun here. It's a serious question. Well, if you live in Sydney, you might have to learn how, or be careful not to. Reptile Park is calling for residents of Sydney and surrounding areas to catch funnel web spiders found in their homes to be milked for their precious anti-venom amid a donation shortage. The Australian Reptile Park has at Somerbees, on the Central Coast has experienced a lower number of spider donations for its anti-venom program this summer. A spokesman for the park said the shortage could be due to a number of factors, including the northern beaches lockdown, as this is an area where a number of donations usually come from each year. Excuse me just a second there. Last summer's bushfires also probably affected numbers. They get a lot of brush fires over there. That's crazy. I think they get more brush fires than California. However, recent rain and warm weather has created the perfect conditions for the eight-legged housemates to move in across Greater Sydney. Summer is funnel web season, so now it's time it's time people will be seeing funnel webs more and more, stated by the spider keeper Jake Mahaney. There have been 13 deaths from funnel web spiders recorded in Australia. Since the development of the antivenom in 1981, no Australian has died from a funnel web spider bite. So, okay. So obviously you want the antivenom, but you obviously are in an antivenom shortage. So you would think you might not want to take that chance and be careful with that. Well, anyway, Mr. Maneni said only adults who felt it safe to do so should attempt to catch these spiders, which are shiny black to dark brown and can rear up if threatened. I looked at these. These things are no joke. They're pretty big. I mean, I'm not a big fan of spiders, but these would probably scare the hell out of me. Please catch the funnel webs by using a big glass jar and keeping your hands away from the spider. Coax the spider into the jar. What do you say? Come here, little boy. I'm freaking out. I don't think I'd do it. And bring it to us or one of our drop-off points. You'll literally be helping us save lives. Once there, the antivenom is developed during a 6 months process, which involves rabbits being injected with the very small amounts of the venom until they develop an immunity. The rabbit's antibodies are then extracted from its blood to create antivenom. That's pretty cool. Mr. Meany said the correct treatment for a funnel web bite was a pressure immobilization bandage and get to the hospital as fast as you can. You think? Wow, I did try to do some more articles. You're not getting paid for this. So I'm not doing that. I don't even know how much money would it take you to capture a bunch of funnel spiders. I think I'll pass. The only thing I want in a funnel is a funnel cake. Next time you think about leaving your keys out on your counter, you might think twice about this one if you have kids. 6-year-old child took truck keys overnight, crashed into Glendale home. You ever try to sneak out from your parents' house at night? I can honestly say I've never done that for one reason only. Where we lived was on top of West Mountain. We were one of 5 houses. What was I going to do sneaking out to middle of nowhere because we were miles away from anything? I didn't have any friends there. I mean, I had to drive, my mom had to drive me to my friend's house. I had to drive. There's no walking. So there's no reason for me to be sneaking out. But anyway, Glendale police say one person was injured when a 6-year-old child took his parents' keys and drove a vehicle into a nearby home early Tuesday morning. Officers were called to the area of 83rd and Northern Avenues for a car crash in the neighborhood. A truck had struck the corner of a home with aerial scene video showing serious damage. Police say the driver of the vehicle, 6-year-old boy, woke up in the middle of the night, grabbed his parents' keys and just decided to take a joyride, as he said. The child got into the parents' vehicle and started it, reversed it, drove it down the street into a house. Just beelined it straight for the house. You could see the video, just straight line right in the house. I mean, it was kind of funny. Thank God no serious injuries were reported. Leah Verson rushed to her sister's home when she heard about the crash Tuesday morning. She was asleep, and she heard the noise and debris fall on her head. She woke up and said she thought she woke up in hell because everything was pitch black. She just kept feeling things falling on her head. Sky is falling. Sky is falling. She told ABC 15 her sister suffered multiple bruises, but unfortunately nothing more serious as she was asleep in the room hit by the truck. I don't think I had time to process it yet, she said. I think I'm still in shock, and I'm just glad that everyone is okay. Glendale police said that there won't be any criminal charges filed against the boy's parents in the case, but it is a reminder not to underestimate your young kids. Neighbors told ABC 15 they heard the crash and were surprised to find a young boy behind the wheel. We thought it was a drunk driver, one of the neighbors said. But nope, 6-year-old little boy. One man who lives at the home where the truck crashed. After the crash, he went out and opened the truck door and found the boy behind the wheel. The man told ABC the boy said to him, "I'm 6 years old and I'm stuck." I mean, what else is he going to say? I mean, he didn't know what he was doing, I guess, but I wanted to know what got him to just go for a joyride. Where was he going to go? That's what I want to know. Hopefully we can get some more details on this. Patient escapes hospital, assaults 4 people in naked violent rampage. What is going on, especially with COVID, about people beating up people naked? It seems to be like an ongoing thing here, like majorly ongoing. Like, and these people don't have COVID, so you can't be COVID is the reason. But anyway, Edmonton police say a 23-year-old Mount Lake Terrace man was being treated for a mental health crisis, who viciously assaulted a nurse in Swedish hospital. Before he escaped, stripped off his gown and ran naked into the street, assaulting several random people and police officers Saturday morning. Edmonton Police Sergeant Shane Howley said the man's rampage was beyond anything he'd ever seen, saying 4 tasers did nothing to slow him down. Literally, I think one and I'd be like, yeah, I'm on the floor. Exactly. I mean, this guy was running around attacking random strangers, police said. He had already violently assaulted a nurse at the ER just sitting at a desk. Yeah, obviously in some sort of mental health crisis. Really, you think? He's probably on something too. Or is he the Hulk? Could he be Bruce Banner? Because Bruce always ended up naked. And how did Bruce Banner always get rid of his clothes, but his pants were the only thing? Always purple, and they always seem to stretch. Is he like the first one to have yoga pants? But anyway, let's see. Mountain Lake Terrace police had dealt with him the night before for exactly the same thing. So this was a repeated pattern with him. He was taken in the hospital and he escaped. Staff members at the hospital called 911 at 9:40 a.m. reporting a patient had punched a nurse in the face repeatedly as she sat at the desk. I mean, she was, they were saying, poor nurse, she was immediately viciously attacked from what we've seen from the reports and the imagery. Yeah, he was not joking around. Soon, drivers on SR 99 were calling 911 when they see the man was seen attacking a man in Dick's Drive-In parking lot before sprinting away. In the parking lot of a nearby Starbucks, the man punched a dent into a 71-year-old woman's car before he got into the car and attacked. Why say this? Because if you look at the images, I should have popped them up, but they were a little hard. But the dent in this car, this is not normal. This is like freaky, weird, like superhero, like meta-human kind of. I mean, the dent is pretty deep. I've never seen anyone punch a car like that and do the amount of damage. One of the police officers said, "I don't think I could do that amount of damage with a hard metal object." So again, is he hopped up on something? Is it a government conspiracy? I'm just kidding. When Edmonds police cornered the man, Hawley said their tasers were useless. 4 separate tasers attempts, nothing. Didn't even faze him, he said. Finally, we ended up getting him kind of corralled, and that when he turned on us, started attacking the officers. Sergeant Hawley said it took all 4 officers everything they had to stop the man who was booked for assault and returned back to the hospital where he was being treated in a secure area. We're just thankful that even though I ended up getting injured, I'd take a black guy any day of the week to take this guy into custody, said one of the officers. Interesting facts, because we've reported on this weird increases of, not to sound weird, but this is Strange Tales. And if anybody knows about comic books, this was an actual Marvel comic for years, Strange Tales. But we've reported on weird, strange occurrences on this show about increased strength. People really, whether they're hopped up on meth or whether it's natural. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But anyway, what else we got here? Lastly, NSB man threatens to kill ex-girlfriend and family after she broke up with him. So right before Valentine's Day, this must be really fun. And what's going on with people eating people here? And we'll get more into that in the Hollywood news. New Sumerian beach man dumped by his girlfriend while on vacation sent death threats, telling her he pictured her as a turkey on his plate and that he would dissect her children and eat their brains, police said. The text message struck fear in the victim, who wouldn't. Costello 37 sent threatening text messages to the woman even as police were talking to her, the report states. He was arrested Monday and charged with written threats to kill or do bodily injury and aggravated stalking. He was being held in the Tulsa County Branch Jail on Tuesday without bail. I hope so. According to New Sumerian Beach Police, Costello and the woman were on vacation out of state in January when they had a domestic violence incident and she decided to break up and fly home. So she left them there. Ooh. In one of the several text messages referring to the woman's son, Costello wrote, "I'll dissect him limb from limb and then I'll eat him like your gumbo. Boil the brains and cook the stew." Whoa. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, that's, wow. Bitter, are we? A little? Wow. Costello told the victim he was drinking the cider he bought for her and waiting to kill, describing to the woman how he would kill her son by striking him in the jugular and stomp her daughter. Wow. Okay. Thank God I'm single, not dating. Let's put it that way. Holy crap. And lastly, in strange files, another officer, LAPD officer, obviously couldn't find his own car because he decided to steal a pickup from the orange car lot, driving it to work for more than a year. How do you know out of impound date the car's gone? Well, we'll get more into that, I guess. Los Angeles police officer had been charged with stealing a truck from a dealership in Orange County and driving the stolen pickup for more than a year after changing its status to recovered. Matthew Coelho, a 45-year-old Whittier resident, pleaded not guilty. How do you plead not guilty? Okay. To the 3 felonies and 3 misdemeanors he's facing. They include unlawful taking of a vehicle, forging a license plate, false impersonation, and unauthorized disclosure of information from state DMV records. Cross allegedly went to B&J Carco on Chapman Avenue and drove a 2015 Chevy Silverado off the lot after asking a salesman to pull a Carfax report on the truck. Gino Canales, a sales manager at the used car lot, told KTLA that he remembered Cullis coming in and walking straight to the Silverado, seeming very interested. He also stated he showed Cullis around the truck, opening the hood and starting the engine. He walked to his office after being asked for the Carfax report and heard the hood shut before he got to his office door. I turned around and he was already climbing in the truck and proceeded to drive off. Surveillance video from the dealership shows Gonzalez running after the truck as it was driven away. After stealing the truck, Cullis used another LA police officer's ID to call his department's vehicle warrant unit to report the pickup had been recovered. Oh, okay, kind of smart. He had this planned out. Officials also allege he accessed the California law enforcement telecommunication system, a confidential database connecting public safety agencies statewide to run checks on his stolen truck's license plate number and the plate number for a 2014 Silverado that he put on the stolen pickup. Prosecutors say Cullis drove the stolen vehicle for more than a year, including to work as a police officer. The pickup was found in the employee parking lot at LAPD's office, whatever. The division, according to LAPD, learned from the investigation late September and fully cooperated with Orange Police, leading to Colorado's identification and arrest. The department said Monday it was relieved Colorado's police officer powers and that he had been assigned to home. Relieved of his powers. That's the last thing you ever think. He said that there's people out there that are corrupt and out stealing, and you figure a policeman's out there to defend and protect. This is the last thing you want to hear. Every time an officer's action erodes the public trust, it undermines the rule of the law, as the police chief stated. Now, what I'm shocked about is, what about the car dealership? wouldn't you think if it wasn't reported, it didn't come back into the lot? That strikes me as more the odd thing than anything else. Cannonball Food Town. Cannibal Food Town. Yes, Cannibal Food Town. That strikes me as kind of odd. That there was a lack of persistence or diligence on the car dealership's part. So there you go. That is today's Strange Tales, and they were very strange. If you're just joining us, it is the Hump Day version or episode of Today with DW. Hope you guys are having a great week. Getting back to some of the comments, this Friday and weekend is the Asian Lunar New Year. Now, is there a name for that, Rob? Is there a name for the Lunar New Year? Is there? Obviously, I believe that the Asians have names for each New Year's, and I forgot what this one was. One of the other podcasts I listened to had call it a particular name, and each year is the name, or it's the year of the animal. I'm not really sure. I'll have to let me know about that, Rob. But again, let me know what you guys are doing for the weekend. Hope you guys are going to have a great weekend. We're going to be having some decent weather here. We're going to take a short break and listen and hear from one of our amazing sponsors. When we come back, Armie Hammer still seems to be in the news, and a desperate housewife seems to be riding on his coattails. Josh Whedon is now becoming part of the Me Too movement. All that and more when we return.
The difference between imagining the future and being the future is what you do to get there. Only you can make you better.
Welcome back to EPPN's Today with DW. It is the Wednesday edition. I hope you guys are having a great time and enjoying the show. Let's get right into Hollywood happenings as we got some packed information. Josh Whedon. Oh boy. Marvel might not be able to save this man. Right off the bat, we got, as I said before the short break, desperate housewife seems to be putting out tweets to Armie Hammer. Brandy Glanville tells embattled Armie Hammer he can have her ribcage. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Desperate Housewives, same thing. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star 48 tweeted the wow, I'm having a hard time reading right now. Call Me By Your Name star late Sunday night, which was Armie Hammer, invited him to enjoy her ribcage. Dear Armie Hammer, you can have my ribcage. Shows with a heart emoji. How do you just keep getting hotter and hotter? Let's barbecue. Whoa. I've never really watched those shows, but the clips alone show me those people are just crazy in themselves. Glanville's tweet comes after Hammer's ex-girlfriend Courtney exclusively told Page Six that the actor 34 said that to me, he wants to break my rib and barbecue and eat it. She also accused Hammer of being emotionally abusive, telling us their relationship made her feel unsafe. Paige Lenz, who also dated Hammer, claimed Hammer used a knife, branding, and bruises to mark her, which we reported on before. Glanville immediately faced backlash for her message. The tweet is deplorable. There are very serious abuse allegations against this person, tweeted one user. Another, you are mocking these and all victims. I've always had compassion and empathy for you, even when your behavior didn't always warrant it. This has gone too far. No, girl, he's an abuser. These women are scared for their lives, tweeted another. He's being accused of multiple women coercing them in unwanted, uncomfortable sexual situation. This is seriously hot to you. So obviously after the backlash, she retracted her tweet. She apologized and took them all down because she said she was not aware of the situation. Okay, thanks, Rob. Different cultures have different names. Tet is the Vietnamese name. It is the year of the ox. Okay, awesome. Good to know that. Awesome. Look at that. There you go, everybody. The more you know. Look at that. And more. We're going to segue right into this Hollywood happenings. Cops deny wild rumor that Armie Hammer is suspect in death investigation. This man is just, his career is just giant ball of flames. Police have shut down a wild rumor that Armie Hammer is a suspect in California's Wonder Valley death investigation. After hikers discovered human remains in the California desert on January 31st, social media ran rampant with speculation linking the 33-year-old actor, who was caught up in his own sex scandal, as we just reported above. To the case, the rumors began after Instagram account Deux Moi shared posts claiming that a shocking story about Hammer would be published imminently and suggested this is why his agency WME dropped him. Now, this Deux Moi is related. Excuse me, is related to Hammer. He's a grandson of the family. So why I'm saying this is why the next couple of tweets will make it kind of interesting. We have let's see. Armie Hammer's name hasn't come up as a suspect at all. We have no plans to investigate him, a spokesman said the San Bernardino County Sheriff regarding the Wonder Valley investigation. We have not identified the remains. Online rumors also claim that Hammer had been working construction on a Pal's hotel project in the area near where the remains were found. Instagram account House of FA, which was the first to level abuse allegations against Armie Hammer, claimed to know the information in the upcoming report that Duamal referenced. Holy shit! Oh, excuse me. House of FA is the relation to Armie Hammer. Excuse me. Holy shit! I know what's going to come out. It's bad, really bad. Like I'm shaking and feel I'm gonna throw up and bad, and I'm with my whole family. What he and his friends have done is worse than anything I've ever posted. Justice will be served. I am scared. And obviously, Armie Hammer has not addressed the speculation. All right. So we figured, what's going on with, since the Me Too movement, abuse allegations, sexual assault, obviously Armie Hammer has brought this back up. Not necessarily so much Me Too, but the Weinstein and everything, all the allegations and whatnot, everybody coming out. This is just coming out. This has just came out just a few hours before we went live. Literally, this is breaking news. Charisma Carpenter accuses Josh Whedon of traumatizing her during Buffy and Angel. She reported on Wednesday, posted a lengthy message on social media in which she accused Josh Whedon of hostile and toxic behavior on the set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and its spinoff Angel. For nearly 2 decades, I have held my tongue and even made excuses for certain events that traumatized me to this day. Josh Whedon abused his power on numerous occasions while working together in the sets of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, she wrote of the show creator. The disturbing incidents triggered a chronic physical condition for which I still suffer, and it is with a beating, heavy heart that I say I coped in isolations and at times destructively. Obviously, at this point in time, Whedon had made no comments. Carpenter claimed Whedon found his alleged misconduct amusing, claiming he was particularly cruel to her while she was pregnant, even calling her fat in front of cast and crew. He was mean and biting, disparaging about others openly, often played favorite, she wrote. When Whedon found out she was pregnant, he asked the actress if she was going to keep it and manipulate it, weaponized by womanhood and faith against me. Speaking about her pregnancy and stress, Carpenter wrote that all her joy was sucked right out, adding, I made excuses for his behavior and repressed my own pain. The actress was an original series regular, obviously, in the UPN's, now the WP, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, obviously with Angel. But she's not the only one. Geller, who started the Vampire Slayer, has also come out after Carpenter's responses. Weighed in shortly after to state she stands with all survivors of abuse and sexual allegations. She posted the following statement on social media. While I'm proud to have my name associated with Buffy Summers, I do not want to forever be associated with the name Josh Whedon. I am more focused on raising my family and surviving a pandemic currently, so will not be making any further statement at this time, but I stand with all survivors of abuse and am proud of them for speaking out. Michelle Trachtenberg also played Buffy's younger sister. She also just came out. I am brave enough now as a 35-year-old and I'm glad and I'm standing up behind all the survivors. This must be known as a teenager with his non-appropriate behavior. Very, very not appropriate. Amber Benson, who played a fan favorite Tara McGee on Buffy, also stood up. So this is not something that's just, this is going to be serious. So we'll have to see. We'll keep you up to date on that. Weeks later, obviously back in December when some of these allegations were also coming about, Warner Media announced they had completed the investigation with remedial action taken. Yet the story is not over. Fisher said he would not work on a production with DC Films boss Walter Land due to what Fisher claimed was the executive interfering with the investigation. He went to say he would not be playing Cyborg at all in the upcoming Flash movie. Now, this has been going on for a while now. If you've heard about why they've taken Ray Fisher off, or he removed himself because of the accusations of Whedon and other high-end execs in Warner Brothers and DC. And lastly, everyone, some big Hollywood news. We all know that podcasting has made the game. has definitely in the last 5 years or so has definitely changed the game of what we do here. Obviously, I've been doing this since 2012, but it's made Hollywood news. Well, yesterday, one of our very own podcasters almost shut down the internet. So we shut down the internet with his post. So our very own Mr. Tom Greer, let me add this here, and from Today with DW Sports Edition, and co-host and producer of the Grindhouse Radio, with his Facebook relationship status as its Facebook official, had announced yesterday that he's officially dating Grindhouse Radio's first lady, Kim McDragna. Now, I joke, but the response was amazing. These guys are great. Could this be the next powerhouse couple of podcasting? So anyway, I want us to say congratulations to you two. They're good friends of mine. Put your hands together. Like I said, they almost shut the internet down. My feed was blowing up with comments and responses. So again, congratulations to Mr. Tom Greer and Kim Dragna from Grindhouse Radio, and also from Today with DW. And that is today's Hollywood happenings. So there you have it. I just wanted to, they did not know I was doing this. So I will have to give them timestamp this at 45 something and then they'll see. So, but again, congratulations to Tom and Kim. Now, some people thought they were shocked, but I kind of tipped my hand. I thought something was going on a little bit there, but who am I to ask? Right? Who am I to ask? But again, congratulations. You can check that. You can check Tom out every Tuesday here on Today with DW show podcast on the Earplug Podcast Network. You can also see him or listen to him on grindhouseradio.com every Thursday night. And we replay the same show on our Earplug Podcast Network, as it's a syndicated show, every Sunday. So check him out. Give them some love. If you know him, give him a shout out. Tell him congrats. If you know Kim, tell her congrats. And anyway, we're going to go right into we didn't have any major birthdays today, so yeah, it's just kind of weird day today. So we're going to get right into our last segment for the evening, which is a fan favorite, and we're going to just take a little stroll. So if you just want to get up, take a few steps, turn left, past that guy named Hank in a poncho, and you have entered Food Town. Grab a seat at our local favorite restaurant here, and let's chat at some food. So I was not aware of this particular item. This might be something our local I guess listener, Rob, our local fan. He's not local, but he's in the city. I forgot about the automat kitchens. I guess it used to be a thing back in the day, but now it's come back. It's Back to the Future with Jersey City's new automat kitchen. Now, if you're not aware what this is, we'll let you know. Oops, hold on there. I hit that there by accident. There we go. Long ago, automats were considered as quintessential as our bodegas and slice joints are today. There were more than 50 automats scattered around town during the heyday in the middle of the 20th century. The stacks of windowed cubby holes, devouring nickels by the score and spitting out slices of pie or cups of hot coffee or plates of bacon and eggs. See, I never knew this. By the time the late 70s, the pseudo retro horn, the hard art near Grand Central, the food, the format, the food, we all passed their prime. So I did not know that. And I didn't travel a lot back then. So I guess, that obviously would be something in a train station or whatever. I guess it was a glorified vending machine. I'd have to do some more research on that. Near Grand Central Station. Okay. There's a small automat places in Manhattan. Nice. They've been there for a while, I'm assuming, or no? Obviously, the core appeal of fast casual dining remains as strong as ever. So every now and then, someone trots out a new version of this old workhorse, the short-lived, literally lit band. On St. Mark's, for example, and is slated for March, the sleek Brooklyn dumpling shop, also in the East Village. But before the latter could kick off its operation over in New Jersey City, another outfit beat them to the slowly opening mechanical door punch, a contactless comfort food spot called Automat Kitchen. Now, the front room, and there's pictures on this as well, the front room is where the automatic magic happens. Now, when you're in the front room, it's huge. It's not like, it would be like vending machines if computers were still made in the 70s. It takes up the whole entire side, both sides of the room. It looks pretty impressive. I would like to go just to try it out, just to see. I just traveled just to see it. via a bank of vertical compartments with a kind of microwave vibe and doors that double as LCD screens, imparting messages like enjoy your food. Please don't interfere with the box closing. You can pre-order remotely on your phone or step up to one of the touchscreen kiosks on site. Screens above the boxes keep you posted on the status of your order, and when it's ready, you'll receive a text with a code that opens your box. Everything is made to order. The kitchen crew toils away right behind the wall of the boxes. So you're getting, it's not just like vending, it's not like packaged sandwiches like you would get in a regular vending machine. These are like they're making these meals for you. Let's say that again, the kitchen crew toils away right behind the wall of boxes, and they place your packed up meal in a little compartment from their side of things. So don't expect your food to be delivered with the speed of a vending machine. Really, the place functions more like a counter service restaurant than a true automat. But instead of talking to people, you're tapping on various screens. So it is touchless. Great idea for COVID. I mean, obviously they are touching your food, but again, there's less interaction with that. The Automat Kitchen menu, developed by consulting chef Quentin Sylvia from Austin, is filled with crowd pleasers like breakfast tacos, chicken parm sandwiches, mac and cheese, Sunday waffles. Based on generous feast last Saturday afternoon, there's a lot latter than you might expect. Given the gimmicky setup, Chef Silva clearly knows how to cook, and he's not afraid of seasoning his food, and the leftovers held up even after a long ride home. Now, this one who's writing this report has done their own type of review on this particular, and this is coming from Delish. Take their Frito pie burrito, a gloppy monster stuffed with smoked brisket, rice and beans, cheese, and pico de gallo, crushed up Fritos hiding inside and sprinkled on top, add flavor and crunch. The flour tortilla does its job well, and the whole thing is plump and heavy enough to feed two. Another menu, the pastrami Reuben is more of an open-faced flatbread situation, a traditional sandwich, but again, it was even better than I hoped. The meat is fatty and peppery, the Swiss cheese gooey and sharp, and there's plenty of sauerkraut above the grainy mustard below to further enliven the party. That's awesome. There are a few more refined cooking dishes available as well, including roasted chicken dinner, curry pot roast, a nicely executed Atlantic salmon fillet with the skin intact, they said, is served with broccoli and a mound of chewy grains. Our side dish of spiced roasted cauliflower, redundant with turmeric and garam masala, was also a success. For dessert, you can get ice cream floats, pull apart cinnamon bagels, Rocky Road cookies, soda coffee. I just want to try it. I haven't been to one, and so I want to try it. And whenever everything clears up, I've already got it. No, I have not seen the robot bartenders in Vegas. Rob, if you're listening to the audio version, I'm responding to comments here. Rob, no, I've not seen that. What establishment is doing that? Is it the Hard Rock? Let me know. Wow, great segue. Look at this. Fireball. If you're familiar with Fireball, it's their version of Jack Fire. Fireball will pay you to mail your ex stuff back to them in time for Valentine's Day. Now, this was going to be a Strange Tales or Junk Drawer, but it is kind of foodie oriented. I mean, it is a liquor, so I decided to keep it in Food Town because strange things can happen in Food Town as well. If you currently have some crap laying around from your ex, I have to ask with love, why? Is it time to get in and excuse me, is it time to let go, and it will feel amazing when you do? I promise, in case you need a little more convincing, Fireball has the answer. And no, it's not getting tipsy on Fireball and throwing it all out the window. From now through February 12th, Fireball will pick the first 10 fans each day who post a picture of their ex stuff that they want out of their place ASAP. They can be their weird sweatshirts, old notebooks, pictures, whatever. Fireball will then reward you with a gift card to cover the cost of finally shipping it back to them. How cool is that? That is pretty cool. And to qualify, post a photo as either an Instagram post or a story and tag at Fireball Whiskey. You'll also want to include the hashtags Fireball Anti-V Day and hashtag contest. And that's it. I can see your closure coming all the way to the wave. And it's not the warm wave you get after doing a shot of Fireball. It's the ease of release. How many would do that? I want to know in the comments if you're listening to live or watching live or listening to the audio version. How many people would do that? Now, you only have until February 12th to do this. It's worth a shot, right? What are you going to do? After that, take a few shots and then throw it out the window. As this is Fireball, we are talking about the comments in the Instagram post were naturally hilarious and chaotic, just like we like them to be. Instructions unclear. One of these wrote, I burned my ex's shit a long time ago. One person wrote, fair enough. Take that advice. Good riddance and to bad garbage. What's going on, Sue? Thank you for joining us. Now, this might be right up one of our listeners' alley. Vineyard planted on Easter Island. That's right. Now you can get a little tipsy while watching, see if aliens show up on Easter Island. A new wine frontier is being explored in Chile thanks to a two-hop vineyard established on Easter Island, also known by its native name, Rapa Nui. I know I'm screwing that name up. The island lies in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in Chilean Polynesia. The vineyard planted with 3,500 Chardonnay vines and 3,500 Pinot Noir. How can I not say that? I drink Pinot Noir. There you go. I could say it right there. Pinot Noir vines were set up by a group of entrepreneurs led by agricultural engineer and winemaker Alvaro Arregada. I know I screwed that listening up as well. Other partners in the project are Poquitan, Hohe, and wine consultant Fernando Almenda, with support from Christian Mineralo Paccarati. I know I screwed that name up too. Sorry. Rapa Nui has a subtropical climate, volcanic soils, and is strongly influenced by the cold current, which differs from the islands located in French Polynesia. With colder waters and less extreme temperatures with lower levels of humidity, indicates that the growth of the vines for winemaking purposes could develop successfully. Thank you. Rapa Nui. I'm getting my own translator here on the show. Rob, God, you're awesome. Rapa Nui. Thank you. So you at least know. I'm sorry. Oh, boy. Local research has proved that the vines were first introduced in Rapa Nui by French settlers from Tahiti in French Polynesia. These early vines were planted inside the Ranauku volcano, along with bananas, mangoes, and avocados, offering protection against the windy conditions on the island. The volcano provided suitable conditions for fruit and vine cultivation. The vines flourished as Algarana and his team discovered when they followed a trekking trail from the base of the volcano to the interior. Inside the crater, they found wild vines climbing among the large volcanic rocks. We cut 300 vine stocks from the wild vines found inside Ranauku volcano in different states of growth and maturity, some producing grapes, explains Agareta. We have set up a nursery to evaluate the adaptability and growth. The next challenge is to carry out another study to find out what varieties there are, and they're going to start producing the wine. The nursery is located next to the new vineyard, 8 kilometers north of the volcano. The land chosen for the vineyard site has loam and light soil and good for a level of organic matter. I'm pretty excited about this. It's kind of cool. Like I said, Food Town has some random things going on, so I figured that this one was pretty good. Now, next up, we talk a lot about pizza here. McDonald's, fast food, because they're always doing crazy things. It's the chicken wars. But I wanted to, we did talk about pizza. I was talking with Rob off pod a few nights ago, and in comments here, we were talking about pizza. And since National Pizza Day was yesterday, and since we do the sports edition, we don't do Food Town on the sports edition. I thought this was a kind of cool little tidbit of information. Before you head out for your celebratory slice, you'd be wise to take a few precautions. How do you know how to? These are tips on how. Oh yeah, likely the grapevines were unaltered, which sounds awesome. Yeah, like true. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think so. I think that's awesome. So these are a little bit tips from the pizza expert of how to notice a bad slice before you take a bad slice or a bad pizza. After all, among many of the reputable slice shops in your neighborhood, it's likely that a few of those pizza purveyors are pushing less than palatable pizza. And while it's easy enough to look at any restaurant's reviews online, determining the quality of pizza often comes down to gut instinct, especially before you get that pizza into your aforementioned gut. To that end, Fox News reached out to Mark Bello, the owner and operator of Pizza School New York City, for help in determining a disgusting slice before heading out over your hard-earned cash or handing over your hard-earned cash. By his own estimation, Bello, who has demonstrated pizza making at the James Beard House and was named a pizza expert at the Food and Wine Mastery Series, has tasted thousands of pizzas both in the U.S. and abroad. And when it comes to trying out a new slice shop, He tells Fox News to beware of 5 red flags. So here are your 5 red flags. And let me know if you've known about these. Some of these seem common sense, but some of these might not. So the next time, maybe remember the show. And like I said, here at Food Town, we try to inform you. Number 1, too good to be true deals. Bella says consumers should immediately be wary. The place is trying to sell you on the quantity of the pizza over the quality of the pizza. That doesn't mean the pizza is necessarily bad. However, it's just the first of few factors that point out to poor pizza. So could be it's cheaper made, cheap cheese, mediocre sauce. I know I won't mention names, but there was a few pizzerias that are no longer here. When they first started, they were awesome pizza. They were great. They didn't skimp on, the cheap cheese, great sauce, great dough, great meats, pepperonis on. As things got lower and lower, they're like, well, we need to make more money. So they start dropping the quality of the products they use. And it definitely showed in their pizza, and they're no longer here. Number 2, sorry looking slices. Quality pizza is always going to look appetizing, but it's not always going to look consistently the same, even between slices from the same pizzeria. And it should never be too pale, Bello states. If the outer crust resembles the rim of styrofoam cup and in geometry, uniformity, and pale color, it's likely to taste like the outer rim of a styrofoam cup, according to the expert, he says. Another thing to realize, too, is slices always, and I don't necessarily like doing this, but because I'm always good for slices. Working in Lake George for years, we used to go to Capri's and we just order slices. And back in the day, they're $1 a slice, $1.25 for pepperoni, and used to get New York City style wide slices, like good thick slices. When you're working, you're not worried about how long it's sitting there. Sometimes they're just sitting there too long. It doesn't hurt to ask. Ask or wait for a fresh pie to come out. It doesn't, because they're going to put some out there if the slices are low. But it doesn't hurt to ask. And if you get an attitude about it, well, maybe that's not the pizza shop for you. Number 3, the wrong ingredients. Depending on the size of the pizzeria, some shops may have their ingredients on display, or at least in view of patrons. Like canned tomatoes, bags of flour, cheese, and etc. Stuff like that. You'll see that in most pizzerias. So if you sense one of the makings is amiss, take your taste buds elsewhere. For example, often pizzerias have their bags of flour stored in view of the customer. If they say bromated and or bleached, that's not good. Referring to flours that have been treated to change their pigments to help develop gluten or to strengthen the dough. So try gluten-free cauliflower pizza. By the way, cauliflower dough, not bad. I do enjoy that once in a while. It's not bad. Listen, I like my greasy pizza, and as I was saying before, I like mine with just a little bit of flop. Like I told everybody, I fold mine up because that's a debate. How do you eat your pizza? Fold mine up, slide it in the side. I have friends who eat their pizza from the rear. It's a family show. Relax. But they eat the crust first. Anything can happen in food time. All right. Number 4, it's praised as great drunk food. Good pizza should taste like good pizza all the time, not only when you're inebriated. Or as Bello advises, never go out of your way. If the overwhelming recommendations you hear for the pizzeria in question emphasize that it's best for you to go there at 3 a.m. when you're really drunk, maybe you shouldn't. But how many of us have done that in our younger years? Hey, we're going to go out. We're drunk. We're hungry. We need a slice of pizza. I know back in the day, I cannot remember the name. It was on Caroline Street in Saratoga. Way back in the day, there was bars on both sides of the street, but there's a little pizza shop. Great calzones, great stromboli, but their slices were amazing, and they were decent sized too. They weren't that thin slice stuff. And lastly, number 5, their cheese slice stinks. So the pizza seems slightly questionable, but it looks halfway decent, and you can't see the ingredients. In that case, stick with a single cheese slice. It's the ultimate indicator of the rest of the menu, according to Bello. If their classic cheese and sauce slice is bad, and that's a telltale sign to try first at any pizzeria, move along. He says if you can't get the basic cheese slice right, then whatever they're using on any of their other pizzas, whether it might be a Blanca or a Meat Lovers, because sometimes basic cheese slice has less cheese, less sauce. It's thinner. Try that. Maybe, order a cheese slice, see if it's good, and then order the rest on the menu and see how it goes. And everybody, thank you for joining us. That was I'll talk a little trip into Food Town. Hope you guys are enjoying the Food Town. I'm enjoying the Food Town. Like I said, I think I might even start. I want to do my own crazy food podcast. Not like there's not any crazy food shows already out there. I mean, the Food Network and all, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a special segment once a month, just all crazy food, and maybe we'll bring in a chef or one of our local friends that are our cooks and talk about some local food. And we've even toyed with the fact of when we do There Can Be Only One, when we do a food segment, bringing the actual items of food here. I mean, the table's big enough. It's 8 foot. Actually, no. Yeah, it's an 8 foot by 4 foot table, 3 foot table. We could just have a smorgasbord of food, just a cornucopia of stuff. But that would be kind of cool. Maybe we could do, taste reviews and whatnot. We will be doing a new review soon with Body Armor Edge, their new sports drink, the new energy drink. And that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks or so, as they'll be giving us some more items for our refrigerator, as they always keep our cooler stock, our refrigerator stock for all the podcasters that come into the studio. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me today on the Hump Day edition of Today with DW. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'd like to thank, before we sign off, I want to thank our amazing sponsors that we have on every episode. It's obviously Body Armor, drinkbodyarmor.com. Visit their website for a location near you. Check them out. I know we've I don't want to say converted, but they've gotten some new followers and some new lovers just from listeners of this show. They've went out and tried it. I know some of them out there enjoy the mango flavor, which is very good. I like the blackberry. I also drink, what am I drinking now? The mixed berry right here. I love that. You can get them in different sizes. I have them in the small sizes. They also come in a bigger size. Great. Better than Gatorade. They're better for you. Check them out. Also, thank you to the Shirt Factory here in Glens Falls, New York. Visit shirtfactory.gf.com to check out all their awesome little shops and eateries and whatnot there. And lastly, I cannot forget Chase Sports Complex. ChaseSportsComplex.com. They are open. They have times for batting cages. They're expanding volleyball courts now into a new section. It's pretty much a full size like soccer field. So there's many things to do there. So check out ChaseSportsComplex.com for times and scheduling. Just so you know, if it's a little too cold and you want to hit the bat, hit some balls, you want to do some practicing soccer or whatnot. Throwing, I mean, even if you're doing softball or baseball, and like I said, they're going to be doing the volleyball, and there's going to be some more stuff there. Also, Outcast Athletics has just joined into the Chase Sports Complex building. Great gym over there. Adam Walker is doing an amazing job, so check them out as well. So thank you everybody so much for joining me on the Wednesday edition. I will be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what we'll have in store. Maybe some strange tales. Maybe, hopefully, no more Army Hammer news. Who knows? I mean, if he's in there, he's in there. I don't know, junk drawer, strange tales. Who knows? Maybe I'll come up with another segment just to keep it fun and light for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this hour escape. And guys, have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
This has been an Earplug podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.